and smarter. And I can say that IBM is a major actor in the European R&D programs, and that has been the case for many years. And I was, in particular, as an example, pleased to see that Mrs. Dodovan-Kulish mentioned the concept of a digital ecosystem that was born from a European big project in FP6 that was called DBE. It's important, as also she said, that we look at semantic, and in particular the semantic of the European language in R&D programs. Those who have been involved in research in Europe for a long time will remember that in FP3 we were talking of tasks. In FP4 the tasks had become key actions. In FP5 it was action lines. And since FP6 we talk of objectives and challenges. Now again, all these words have some interpretation, and it's important when you want to participate in European programs. Now it's for FP7, still for a few years. You need to understand what is hidden behind the words that we use. It's something which I would summarize if we look at history since a long time, that we have moved from prescriptive R&D to more focused R&D. Less prescriptive, more focused. The FP7, as it is today, is structured around 7 challenges. 3 of them are technological, network and service infrastructures, cognitive systems, interaction and robotics, and component systems engineering. And 4 are more applications research for libraries and content, for healthcare, for mobility and sustainability, and for independent living, inclusion and governance, that I will not talk about here today because this is not a challenge that is involved in the current or expected calls. It will come back, but only from 2011. You can see on the slide that there are 3 actions which are in light color: smart factories, ICT for energy efficiency, and ICT for full electric vehicles. They are new actions. They are funded from a different budget. They don't concern only ICT. They involve a lot of Commission departments, including, of course, DG INFSO for the ICT part. And they are basically what we call public-private partnerships. So they are new actions, and all of them may concern the requirements of the local government. Very quickly, the challenge 1 is to look at the technologies that will shape the Internet of the future. It's about capacity, mobility, flexibility, scalability, security, resilience also of networks. It's something which has a lot of money and which involves not only work on the architectures of the future, but also work on the Internet of Things. And may I say that the Smart Planet concept is probably a pioneering application of the Internet of Things, but also Internet of Services, Internet of 3D media, and also all the technology that need to be designed and developed in order to provide trust, security, and trustworthiness. The challenge 2 is about robotics and translation systems. Challenge 3 is about technologies that allow for miniaturization, diversification, is basically the development of new types of devices until the scale of nanotechnology. And much of the work so far has been on microsystems, embedded systems, and they are also parts of the work that needs to be done for the future Internet and Internet of Things. The challenge 4 is about the digital libraries and contents. I don't need to elaborate on that. The challenge 5 is about ICT for healthcare. This is not new because the work on ICT for healthcare started 20 years ago, but since then we moved from treatment and diagnostics to prevention. We moved from institutional care to personalized care, and we moved from medical IT R&D to biomedical and even bioinformatics R&D. Challenge 6 is about mobility and sustainability. There is an increased focus on this kind of research these days, and certainly this is something which is also very, very important for the local governments. I mentioned to you the 3 PPPs, the public-private partnerships. There is one on the factories of the future. They need to be smart, they need to be virtual, they need to be more digital. A second PPP, which has a lot of money and that will involve work for several years, is on the energy efficient buildings, and the ICT part is about advanced lighting systems and smarter interconnections with the power grids. And the third and final PPP is on green cars, and it was mentioned at the beginning that by 2015 there will be 1 car for 6 people on Earth. So yes, we need to see how we can make cars greener. And that is also work that will be endowed with a lot of budget in order to have results in the upcoming years. We are now at the level of Call 5. The Call 5 was open at the end of July this year. There is a mistake on this slide because in fact the closing will not be on the 3rd of November but on the 26th of October, which is in 6 days. And there will be a Call 6, which may interest you because it's not open yet. It will be open in something like 1 month, and it will be closed in mid-April 2010 with actions called for the Challenge 2, the Challenge 4, the Challenge 5, and the Challenge 6. And I think the last 3 are certainly of great relevance for cities and communities at large. Something which is not mentioned here is not research and development, but a new framework program that started only 2 years ago, which is known as CIP, Competitiveness and Innovation Framework Program. It has 3 arms, and one arm is called ICT Policy Support Program, ICT PSP. And the work program for ICT PSP is not every 2 years, as it is the case for R&D, it is every year. And the work program for next year, which now exists, it's not official yet, but it is there, will include a major action on smart cities. So I wanted to convey that message to you. It will be how to develop internet technologies to make cities smarter, and that will be a lot in line with what you have heard this morning